Hey guys, and welcome back to the best channel on YouTube. And if you know anything about me, is that, well, a couple things about me is that I'm big boned, I drink only brisk, and I play basketball necessarily well. And those are the three main things that you may need to know about me. That may have been four. I wasn't really keeping track. I mean, I don't really write a script. I just kind of cut the mic on and I start, and then I don't really edit the audio. I just kind of continue, and I probably throw a couple stock photos in. That I'm getting too far in to my very crappy process of making a YouTube video in this day and age. I'm probably never gonna blow up. Probably gonna keep these same 8 subscribers. I'm getting too far into my life right now. Okay, so back to the meat of the video is that I don't smoke, and being in South Carolina and not smoking is becoming more and more rare. And it's, the smoking weed has now become a full-on genre. It's genre of living. It's a culture now. There's no subculture anymore. We're almost, in my eyes, almost as prominent with it as a place like Colorado, except for it's not legal here. We're more like the Jamaica of the southern side of the United States. Well, then again, I have to count in Florida, so maybe I'll take that back. We're just pretty big on weed over on this side. So, I mean, and personally, I don't smoke because I feel like as if I'm too crazy to do so, as if I'm not going to handle it well. I mean, because being around people who smoke constantly, which is basically the entire population of South Carolina, you're going to end up inhaling or getting a slight contact high. And when I was high off of contact, it was a wild ride, and I will never subject myself to that on purpose. So here's what happens is that I don't feel like I should smoke, mainly because I don't have the money to do so. I see how it affects people, and even in ways that it shouldn't affect people, it affects people. And I see how people can misconstrue what they're supposed to be doing at the time to try to chase the next blunt. And we're gonna get into that in the later parts of the video. But those are the main reasons I don't smoke, is I don't want it to affect me, my personal life, and my finances, and all that. I mean, because it's a hobby for some, and some people it's like just a regular, it's a regular habit. It's no longer a hobby. It's a full-on habit. So this is where I come in at, is that people come at me with like many different reasons as to why I should smoke with them. I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but people come at me with like reasons why I should smoke with them, and they're never good reasons. But the main reason I do not smoke is because of fiend culture. Fiend culture is exactly how you would think of it for like a heroin addict or a meth addict, but way worse because it's over something so small like weed. Fiend culture is, or just being a fiend in general, is when you have no money to supply the habit that you have now created, and now you scrape and you grind to just chase the next blunt. And I don't mean that in a very low or theatrical sense. I mean like people who don't have a job at the very moment but will bust their ass chasing the next blunt, or people who don't have much of anything going for themselves and will really still bust their ass trying to get to the next blunt. Like, there's people that I know, like there's a lot of people within my community who will have $11 on them and a small tank of gas. I'm talking about like close to E. Like they're like 4 left turns away from being on E. And they will just spend the first dollar on the Swisher, then buy a gram. grabbing that loud, hopefully, because a lot of people out here be smoking Reggie. Now that will also be a term for later on in the video, but they will really sideline what they need to do to chase for something that they only want to do. And it's over something so small as in weed. So if anyone ever introduced them to something even bigger, it will go way left. It will go left so fast. And that's the thing, is that it only happens here because people feel as if South Carolina is so boring. It doesn't bother me. I never felt like South Carolina was boring, but people feel that South Carolina itself is so boring that you can only have fun when you're either eating or smoking. And because of that culture and because of that way of thinking, it invented fiend culture. That people are so bored that they have to spend their last dollars trying to chase the high, not because the high makes them feel good, but the high just allows them to have fun. And that's another reason I don't smoke, is because I don't feel as if I need to get high to be able to have fun. It's not that serious for me. I will be bored all day and just try to find some game to play on my PlayStation 4, but some people don't do that. Some people will just be bored all day, have no money. Me and them will be in the same predicament, but they'll run around chasing a blunt. As in where I'll run around probably chasing a pack of noodles because I'm about to chef me up some ramen. And it just creates a massive difference between me and even some of my own friends and people that I hang out with, because I was friends with some fiends. Like, we all have been friends. If you're in South Carolina, you have been friends with some fiends, or you are a fiend. There is no in between at this point. And even if they were your best friend or just some random person that you talk to sometimes, you've been friends with a fiend. And fiends are the best, worst people to be around. Because when they're, you know what I'm saying, when they have their head on straight or when they have their good bit of money, you know what I'm saying, they're normal people. But when they're down bad is when they try to get over on you and a lot of other people, just chasing the next blunt. Not because it makes them feel good, but because they're bored. And it creates a lot of problems within, you know, South Carolina's immediate society, because there's a lot of fiends running around. And this is where I shift into my thoughts on people who smoke, because I don't feel as if every person that smokes is a fiend. No, I don't feel like that way at all. Some people just smoke just because, you know, it's in a good downtime. People just smoke because, you know, it's something that they like to do. I mean, not every person is a fiend. I only feel like someone reaches fiend status when they don't have money but will still spend their last on weed. That's fiend status to me. Now, with a brisk, I have hit fiend status. I will have no money, but have a good bit of gas in my car and scrape up change, and I will get me a strawberry melon brisk, cause it's fire. That's different. I can see, you could call me a fiend on that one. I will take the fiend label and I will wear that junk proudly. So it's that, at least it ain't weed. You know what I'm saying? At least it ain't costing me $10 a pop. At least it's only 100 cents. At least it's only $1. You know what I'm saying? 4 quarters. You can scrape up 4 quarters, but you know, so it be them times where you don't have $1 and you just have to, you know, I'm getting too far off into the away from the video topic again. But what it creates in South Carolina is there's a lot of people who smoke in South Carolina, and I don't feel any way towards them. It's just I really just do not. I try my best to not associate with fiends, because then they will try to, you know, get over on you, you know, chasing the next blunt. And I would be very specific, but some of the people who are watching this video, because once again, you'd have to be my friends and family to be watching my videos, because I get like negative 82 views, which I'm not quite sure how that happens. And I don't get many views, like none at all. So you would have to be my friends and family to be watching, and I don't want y'all to already know who I'm speaking about. So I'm not going to give any examples of how a fiend got over on me. If you know, then you know. And there's no, if you don't know, now you know, because you're not going to know. But here it creates it creates types of people who smoke. Like there's the, you know, the jock who's really good at basketball or football, and you know, they just smoke. and sometimes it makes people better. I've noticed that I've known a lot of people to get out there high and grab some interceptions if they're playing corner, and that's just how it is. And there's also those there's nerdy people who are just following flex rap or following what they feel as if they need to be cool, and they're smoking too. And there's people who are fake deep, the type of people who listen to NBA YoungBoy all day and kick back in their room and then smoke and talk about all the things that are bothering them and how life is just hard for them. It's like, come on, Jared. You live with your mother, and it's not that deep. It's not gonna kill you. It's not gonna kill you to just not smoke. Those are the same people who feel as if it's too boring in South Carolina for them, and then they only need to smoke to make themselves feel better about where they're at and their situation. So those people, ironically, also sometimes lie to themselves and tell themselves they have a lot more problems than they actually do. And that's just how it is. People feel like as if that's minor inconvenience that they had at work the other day. People my age, I'm 19. People my age feel like the minor inconvenience they had the other day is going to massively wreck their life, and that they just need this next blunt. So, and there's also people who do smoke for the downtime or whatever, and it's not for me. I can tell you that right now, it's just not for me. And one thing is because I am broke, like broke. I put $4 in my gas tank the other day, and gas is rising in South Carolina. So $4 literally, I was better off just opening the tank and spitting in it, and I'd have been better off. I could have peed in my tank, and I'd have did more damage than that $4 did for me. And that's another issue. I don't have the financial well-being to get into an expensive hobby like smoking, because that's $10 a pop. Every time I get $10, it goes straight to my tank every time, because I have a 2000 Tahoe. It needs to go into my tank, or I'm just not gonna have anything. You know what it's like to not have anything in your tank, and you're just trying to drive around and do errands for your grandmother or whoever, try to be with your girlfriend or whatever. You will be on the side of the road really quick in South Carolina, and you have to have people you can look out to, and sometimes people don't have that. But nowadays, when people try to coax me into smoking, the one dude that said to me, "Hey, man, hit this blunt for me." It's like, what is me wrapping my mouth around that blunt and getting high? What is that going to do for you, sir? Please explain that to me. It makes no sense. So now that people have started to try to get creative in the ways they've asked me to smoke with them, I now get creative in my excuses. My excuses are getting up there. I'm now telling people, well, hey, man, shoot, boy, you know what I'm saying? If I hit that blunt, man, I'm gonna have a heart attack. My heart is in real bad condition. So what up, man? Shit, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. If I hit that blunt, I only got one really good lung. Other than that, I got like chronic bronchitis. Like, my chronic bronchitis is not gonna mix well with that chronic smoke you on, bro. That's not gonna come well. I'm just coming up with every reason as to why I can't smoke. I'm gonna start telling people my leg gonna fall off, and that's what they're gonna have to roll with. But this has been Tyreek going off on a tangent again. I'm sorry, I'm on YouTube. This has been Goof Troop Lieutenant going off on a tangent again. And I'm gonna end the video here, and we're probably just gonna watch the rest of me on this screen getting thrashed by a damn Centurion. God, I hate them. Goof Troop out.